Okay, unfortunately, video 4A, I'm going to call it now, stopped on me, so I'm going to film this next part, and I already soldered that link back in, so I'm just going to, I've connected the terminals from the oscilloscope, turn on the oscilloscope, and we're going to see what happens. So, I'm going to turn on this power, turn on the variac, turn on the chassis, turn the variac up, and you can see that on the variac, on the oscilloscope I should say. So I'm going to just test out AC voltage on each side of the power transformer before the rectifier. So negative probe to ground. We got 13.8 volts AC on that side, 13.8 on the other side. So they're equal. Okay, so we're going to go to DC, and I will probe both sides of the rectifier. So this is the positive. It says 19.6 volts, and the negative rail 12.9. So that doesn't seem to bode well for this thing. If I turn it up the variac to say like 70 volts, let's put it on 200 volts DC. I've got negative 16.9. Let's just make it an even 17. It's negative 17 volts on the negative rail and 26 volts on the positive. So it's a 9-volt difference. Let's look at the oscilloscope, what story it tells. So on the oscilloscope, the sawtooth pattern, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 divisions on the negative rail. And let's go to the positive rail. Let's see. Well, that's really strange. Back to the negative. That looks normal. And then I go back to the positive. That looks really odd. That's the one that shows higher voltage. Let's just switch this off. What if we put the oscilloscope into AC? It doesn't. All right. Take that off. Go to the negative rail. Let's just go back to DC. I'm not seeing much. All right, there. That makes more sense. Someone said, oh, I shouldn't do DC once it's rectified because of all the peaks, but it's still one direction. It just goes from oscillates from 0 to to either positive or negative. It never goes back in the other direction. So yeah, that's DC on the negative rail. Okay, let's just play around with the, look at that. Isn't that weird? Maybe there's like a smoothing going on from other parts in the circuit that I'm not understanding. That's like at about 100 volts. What if I meter both sides now? 100 volts, I should say, on the variac. So if I meter, again, the negative rail, I get negative 25.5 volts. Positive rail, 31.7. Seems closer. So I'm going to switch that off. Switch off the oscilloscope. Switch off the variac. Bring it back down. Switch off the circuit. All right. Let's just probe the voltage. See if there's any residual. Nothing on the negative. Let's see, I got 16.7, 16.6 volts. Let's just hook this up real quick. My little discharge tool. So second. We'll see if we can do this all in one swoop. So you see the 16.3 volts on the thing, on the voltmeter. 0. Switch it off. So that's safe. So I think what we're going to do next is we're going to see what happens. We'll install filter caps. And check that out. So let's see. These are the old filter caps, and they gave really bad numbers, but after being out of the chassis for a few days, they seem to like heal up or something. I don't know what the deal is with that. They've been in there since the early 80s, 40 years. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace them with these new old stock Nichicons. And let's just do a little test. See how these are. So V loss is 1.5% ESR, 0.07 ohms, 2,360 microfarads. So yeah, looks great. So we'll put that in there. And get another one out of the package. You know, these are 2,200 microfarad at 50 volts. Does this one test? .5% V losses, 0.09 ohms ESR, 2336 microfarads. So they test great. We'll put them in. Let's see what happens. Let me just turn on these. soldering machine. And we want to put the negatives downward. Okay. The board is marked. So let's just start installing these. See how that goes. This leg looks a little fucked up. Let's start taking out the board. Maybe let's just bend this leg a little bit. Ugh. Okay. Just get it on the side so I can see what I'm doing. Important to get the polarity of these electrolytics correctly. Alright, that like popped in. What if I bend one lead a little bit, see if it has a nice press and fit as well. I do it. Yeah, much better. Now I can just solder those in so negatives pointing down. That's exactly what I want to see. Can you see that? All right. Okay. Just fish this out. Soldering iron. Let's see. Let's start going. Here's a big leg, so it'll take a lot of heat to warm these up. Looks good. Looks excellent. All right. All right. Let me just check those welds. I don't think I'm going to bother cleaning. Although I see like annoying like flux going over to the next trace. Not that I think that's really all that important, but it just really annoys me, you know? You're always sensitive about shorts. Is it cool down enough? Yep. Being clean doesn't hurt. I'm not gonna clip those legs. There's enough room between that and the chassis anyways. What the hell is that? Oh, if I ever did see something like a fucked up short, that actually might be it. Yeah, that looks to be something really weird. That might need to get drilled out. Well, let's see if I can clean that up and see if that feature goes away. But it looks like a carbon track in the green PCB area going between the two two different traces. And if that's the case, I'm gonna end up drilling that out. It looks better. All right, where is it again? Yeah, it's cleaned up. That looks much better. Looks like there's like sort of a stain there. You know, always best policy to clean these circuit boards with, you know, a toothbrush and alcohol. Don't leave anything to chance. All right, we'll see what that does. Is there a cap to this guy? Probably knocked it out. All right, let's try that again. You don't want to force anything. I might give all these pots a little touch up when everything is done. Okay. Let's put the leads from the oscilloscope back on. Got two new filter caps, new rectifier. Alright, let's see, let's just make sure I didn't get anything out of whack. So that should really soften the jagged peaks. Let's see, let's get the oscilloscope back on. Alright. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. Alright, I'm going to put the multimeter into AC, and we'll test at the fuses what's coming off the power transformer. And then we'll put to DC and test the rectifier. Alright, so turn on the circuit. Turn on the variac. It's all the way down to 0. Turn on the amplifier. Start turning the variac up. Look at that. There might be a ripple in there. But it's so big, so let's see, maybe I have to I'm up at 65 volts on the variac. Volts per division. I might have to go down. Look at that. What the hell is that? Is that for real? Or is that just, it's probably just the, yeah, it's just a shitty, just my oscilloscope being a pain in the ass. Well, let's just look at what the multimeter has to say. Probing the negative, probing one side of the fuse on AC. Let's see. No, I'm not getting nothing. Hello. No readings. LED's on. Ain't that bizarre? The heck? Let's see. Well, let's put it to a DC. Maybe I'm not. I got power. I got the indicator LED on. Well, let's put DC to measure the rectifier. Hello. Does my meter just decide to go boink? Maybe. There, that's probably it. Duh. I don't know. Oh. Always make sure your cable's plugged in. That goes right up there with your TV. Alright, let's try that again. AC. AC. Okay, 17.4 volts on one side of the transformer. 17.4 volts on the other side of the transformer. DC. Negative rail. Hello. What the hell? I'm not getting any voltage reading. Is my meter just going crazy? There we go. My meter's going crazy. Okay, so I got negative 24.1 volts on the negative rail. And I have... Oh, look at that. 24.1 volts on the positive rail. Equal and opposite. With the addition of those caps. Yay! Now how come my thingy doesn't want to see it? Hey buddy! I'm playing with amplifiers. So what are you doing? you know, I played with this oscilloscope before, and I took a while. Look at that. What the hell is that? Wouldn't that be awesome if this was like not showing anything, because that's how small the ripple was? I mean, I'm not a believer in that. All right, let's go up to 80 volts. I'm at 0.5 volts per division. Well, we'll see. All right, so 80 volts on the variac. Negative 28.7 volts on the negative side. Positive 28.7 volts on the positive side. Okay, let's go up to 90 volts. Of course, I'm gonna be playing with this oscilloscope because I'd love to see this pattern. Wouldn't you? Well, whatever. Okay, so negative 31.6. Positive 31.7 looks spectacular so far. All right, 100 volts. My light's lighting up a bit. It doesn't seem like a problem. Negative 34.2 volts. Plus 34.2 volts. So that's acting beautifully. The light's on a little bit. I don't know if that's because I have it, whatchamacallit, a mismatch between transformers, like I might have to put a capacitor, or if it's just drawing a little bit. That's just normal power for this thing. Look at that noise. It doesn't look like a short though. That's okay. You want to burn these new capacitors in anyways, you know. You don't want it seeing full voltage immediately. All right. Did I take a voltage for this? Forget. Yeah, negative 34. Let's see. Let's bring it up to, I don't know if that's healthy or not. That light. Do you see that light in the field of view? Yeah, there's my dim bulb. That might be normal. I'm not sure. Negative 36.7 volts. Positive 36.7. pain in the butt. Come on. All right, so what do we got on the, we got 110 volts on the, whatchamacallit, on the, here. Let's put on 115. Maybe we'll get lucky, maybe not. I don't know. So I have, what, 115, and I have negative 37.8 volts there. Positive 37.8 volts there. Let's see, let's get it up to 120. Now that's my dim bulb meter. It's got some juice, but I don't know if that might be normal for this amplifier idle. I'm not sure. So we got minus 38.6, positive 38.7. Both sides are equal. I got the new rectifier chip, got the new capacitors in there. That seems okay. I wish, for demonstration purposes, we could see the whatchamacallit. Oh wait, come on. No. Could see the waveform. It's supposed to go to plus 44, minus 44 volts. Let's see. So we got up to minus 38 and plus 38 about. Minus 39. I think it says 125 volts on my Variac, and that ends up being 120 after it's gone through everything here. I think. It's hard to, let's see. Let's probe. See if we can find 120 here. Okay, so we got the black and white wire. I can see the white wire. White wire should be neutral. Let's see. No, that doesn't do it. And black wire, it could be like over these two. That could be the black wire here. And this could be the white. There's something that should give me the voltage. I mean, here's the, let's see. Okay, black here. Okay, so this should do it. So I'm showing 101 volts on the primary side. So it's not a full 120. But I'll just lower that down. But I think that's it for this episode. I think we're going to call it quits on that. And I'm going to start putting stuff together, but I'm not seeing a drastic short condition now, and both sides seem pretty even. So we'll go with that. Thanks for tuning in.